Hello, my name is Mary. I'm a dietitian with the UTHealth WIC program. Today I'm here with Jennifer, our dietetic intern from the UT School of Public Health, and we're going to be demonstrating for you the paced bottle feeding technique.
Hola, mi nombre es Jennifer y soy la estudiante dietética de UTHealth, la Escuela de Salud Pública. Mary es la dietista registrada del programa WIC de UTHealth y hoy les vamos a enseñar una clase de alimentación con biberón al ritmo.
So this paced bottle feeding technique can be used whether you're feeding breast milk in the bottle, formula in the bottle, or you're a mom who is latching the baby to the breast but also wants to incorporate some bottle feeding. This technique is known to help prevent gas, spit up, overfeeding, and stomach discomfort that can sometimes occur in infants during bottle feeding. You can type your questions in the comments and we will answer them at the end of this demonstration. If you're watching this after our live video has ended, go ahead and still type your questions in the comments and then I'll do my best to answer them, or you can also contact your WIC nutritionist.
Esta técnica se puede usar ya que se está alimentando al bebé con fórmula o leche materna en el biberón y puede ayudar a prevenir problemas como gases de exceso, regurgitación, problemas del estómago y muchas otras cosas. Si quiere puede dejar una pregunta en el chat y lo vamos a responder al último de la clase.
So first, I do want to say that if your baby has specific medical needs and the baby's doctor has recommended that you feed your baby in a different method, go ahead and follow your doctor's recommendations.
Primero queremos decir si su bebé tiene necesidades médicas y su médico le aconsejó usar otra manera o otro biberón, por favor sigue los consejos de su médico.
So I want to talk a little bit about why paced bottle feeding is helpful. It's because it copies the way that the baby is naturally meant to take in their food. Babies are meant to be able to eat when they're hungry and stop when they're full. So this technique again is just about kind of slowing down the feeds to mimic the way that the baby is naturally accustomed to eating. With traditional bottle feedings, the baby can sometimes take in a little bit too much food too quickly, and this can cause some issues. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Queremos saber por qué es útil usar esta técnica, porque copia la forma del cuerpo del bebé. Cuando el bebé amamanta, naturalmente tiene un poquito más control de su comida, pero con el biberón unas veces pueden perder el control y comen un poquito demasiado rápido, y les mostraré cómo hacer esto.
Okay. So it's common to see babies bottle fed in this way. So the baby's kind of laying down a little bit more flat, and then that bottle is just kind of held horizontally. As you can see, it's already dripping into the baby's mouth without even them doing anything, right? So this method can really cause the baby to, again, take in more food than they really want. Babies under 12 weeks, they are going to suckle whatever is in that bottle as long as it is still dripping, whether they've had enough. So we always want to, again, make sure that we're watching the baby. We're going to show you some techniques to hold the bottle so that this doesn't happen. Again, this technique is going to prevent overfeeding, spit up, stomach discomfort. Another thing that I want to mention is that we always want to hold the baby's bottle for them versus propping up the bottle, because if we prop up the bottle with a blanket or a pillow or something, the same problem can occur to where they're maybe getting a little bit more than they really wanted, and it can also cause something like choking as well.
Es muy común a ver los bebés planos en su espalda y tener la botella un poquito más vertical, pero cuando hace esto, la leche se cae un poquito muy rápido, y esto causa que el bebé come demasiado rápido y sin intentar a comer se le cae la leche. Y los bebés de 12 semanas y menos naturalmente siguen comiendo cuando tienen leche en la boca, aunque estén llenos. Este causa más problemas del estómago. Y para usar el biberón también para usar este tipo de técnica también puede causar asfixia y sobrealimentación.
All right, so now we're going to get into the different types of bottle flow nipples. So in order to give the baby more control over how much they take in, how quickly they take it in, we want to choose a bottle that has a slower flow. So I'll demonstrate this one first. This is a fast flow bottle. So we're gonna see when I turn it over just how fast it goes in. Okay. All right, so this, again, the baby can kind of eat too quickly, take it in too rapidly, and it can cause the baby some gas and discomfort. I mean, even we've all been there, maybe we've eaten a little bit too quickly, so we tend to kind of feel that discomfort. Babies will feel that if they finish their feed too quickly. This next one here is a medium flow bottle nipple. So still a little bit is gonna come out, not as fast as the other one. This one here is a slow flow bottle. So we recommend to go ahead and get something like this, okay? Because it's the slowest pace and it allows the baby to, again, have a little bit more control over the feed. In general, it's recommended for the feed of the baby to take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. So for those of you who might think, oh man, that sounds like it's a long time, again, remember that we're doing this to help the baby to feel more comfortable, and think about what happens to you when you eat too quickly.
Para darle más control al bebé cuando está alimentando, quiere elegir un biberón con un flujo lento. Les voy a mostrar los diferentes tetinos. So, este primero es uno rápido y va a ver que este le sale un poquito muy rápido. La corriente nomás sigue y no para, y causa que el bebé sigue tomando y tomando. Uno que un poquito más mejor es un flujo de medio, y puede ver que es más lento, pero todavía le sigue saliendo, que para unos bebés todavía no es lo mejor. Lo que queremos es un flujo lento, y si ve este va bien lento, es mejor para los bebés porque ellos controlan cuánto quieren comer. So, ellos hacen el trabajo cada vez que tienen hambre. Y queremos recordar que los bebés son igualitos a nosotros. Cuando comemos demasiado rápido, nos duele el estómago, nos causa gas, y los bebés sienten lo mismo. So, queremos evitar ese problema.
Now that we've talked about the flow of the bottle nipple, we're going to get into the shape of the bottle nipple. So I just want to say that again, if your baby's doctor has recommended something else for you because your baby has a special medical condition, maybe there's a specific bottle they recommend that you use, go ahead and follow your doctor's recommendations.
La forma de la tetina también es muy importante, pero si también tiene su bebé tiene problemas médicos o necesidades médicas y su médico le dijo que un biberón es mejor para su bebé, entonces sigue esos consejos.
Okay, so to help the baby latch to the bottle a little bit more easily, we actually recommend a bottle that has a nipple shape that is narrow and then gradually widens. Okay? These nipple shapes are also the most compatible for those moms who want to latch baby to the breast and also introduce a bottle. Okay? We used to, or the recommendation rather used to be, that if a mom wanted to breastfeed and bottle feed, to choose a bottle that was very wide at the base. And the thought behind that was that this bottle that's wide at the base looks closest to the shape of the mom's breast. Okay, so we can see that there. However, this shape is a breast at rest. Baby's not latched onto this breast. What happens with the very wide bottles is that baby tries to latch on, and this is very wide, they can't get their mouth around it, so what they do is they kind of slide down and then they just pinch the nipple of the bottle, so that might cause them to learn to, when they're at the breast, pinch the nipple of the breast, and we all know that that can cause some discomfort for mom. Instead, as I said, we recommend a bottle that is narrow and gradually widens, because this is more close to the shape of the breast as it's in baby's mouth. As you can see, when baby's latched onto the breast, there's a natural compression that takes place that more matches the shape of a bottle like this. Even these types of bottles are going to be a little bit better, easier to latch to than that wider neck bottle.
So, la forma de la tetena también es muy importante. Para ayudar al bebé que se enganche a la tetina, queremos asegurarnos que agarramos uno que está estrecho al comienzo y gradualmente se pone más ancho a la base. Antes recomendábamos un tetero así, que está un poco más ancho, que está más ancho a la base, y esto era porque se miraba mucho al pecho. Si puede ver, se mira similar, pero este es nomás cuando está el pecho sin una boquita. Cuando ve aquí, está un poquito más derecho. Esto sería algo diferente. Con cuando el bebé pone su boquita en la base, está muy ancho y se le resbalan los labios, y esto hace que nomás anden apellizcando el pezón. Si es una mamá que anda dando biberón y pecho, puede causar mucho dolor. Con esta botella podemos ver que ya cuando tiene una boquita, le aprieta un poco y se ve similar a la botella. Estos serían mejores para los bebés porque ya cuando lo tienen en la boca es más fácil para ellos comer, y cuando le va para atrás al pecho no le causa dolor.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the steps of the paste bottle feeding technique. So the first thing that we're going to do is to position baby such that they are more vertical versus horizontal. Okay, so putting the baby in that vertical position again kind of gives them better control over the rate that they take in their feeds. So baby's vertical, and then the bottle, we want to bring it to them horizontal instead of vertically like that. Okay, so bring the bottle to the baby horizontally, and the nipple of the bottle, we want it to be sort of halfway filled with the milk versus completely filled with milk. Now, there was a myth that leaving air or space in the bottle nipple could cause the baby gas, but that's not actually true. That actually helps the baby to take in their feed at a slower rate. What causes gas is to finish your food quickly. You know, if we can think about ourselves, if we eat something, or if when we're drinking, if we chug something down really fast, what's gonna make us burp more? Chugging something really quickly or drinking something slowly? Drinking it quickly, right? So helping the baby kind of eat more slowly is what's going to help them to prevent that gas. Remember, eating with the bottle should take the baby around 15 to 20 minutes. Again, if it sounds like too much time for you, just again think of that analogy about how you feel when you eat or drink too quickly.
Cuando empieza a darle de comer a su bebé, quiere asegurarse que el bebé está un poquito más sentado. Y no quiere la botella vertical, lo quiere más plano. Y cuando se le acerca la botella al bebé, quiere asegurarse que siempre está medio lleno el biberón. No completamente lleno porque así comen demasiado. Quiere dejar un poquito de aire en medio del biberón. Antes era muy común de creer que si deja aire en el biberón causa que el bebé tenga más gas porque comen más aire, pero esto de verdad no es real. Cuando el bebé come demasiado muy rápido es cuando comen más aire. Es como cuando lo piensa con usted, cuando anda comiendo mucho muy rápido, o anda bebiendo una soda o una agua, cuando se le mete el aire por tanto que está tomando, empieza a repetir mucho. Por eso quiere asegurarse que cuando le da comida al bebé, que esté en una posición muy cómoda, porque le va a tomar como unos 15 a 20 minutos para el bebé que coma.
All right, and then step 2, now that we have our baby kind of more vertically inclined, our bottle is horizontally inclined, we want to bring it to the baby and touch either the top or the bottom lip to get the baby to open their mouth, and then we'll go ahead and place the bottle into baby's mouth so that they get a nice deep latch.
Ya cuando esté listo a darle de comer, quiere asegurarse que el biberón toque los labios del bebé. Cuando toca los labios del bebé, le manda una señal al bebé que es tiempo de comer, y ellos naturalmente abren la boquita y pueden meter el biberón.
and then step 3 is to remember to let the baby take breaks throughout the feed. So babies, when they're eating, they naturally take breaks roughly about every 5 to 10 seconds. And to know when your baby is ready for a break is that they'll stop suckling on the bottle. So when they stop suckling, you're gonna just kind of wanna tilt the bottle downward to remove that milk from the tip of the bottle nipple to give baby a little break. And once you see that the baby is ready for some more, they start resuming suckling, you can go ahead and tilt it back up, remembering to leave a little bit of space in the nipple of the bottle.
Los bebés toman descansos naturales. Ellos le van a dejar unos señales de cuando ya necesitan un poquito de descanso. Cuando le pone la botella y empiezan a comer, ellos mismos dejan de comer, dejan de succionar. Y cuando de eso le puede poner la botella un poquito para abajo en un ángulo y ve que ellos toman su descanso de 5 a 10 segundos y ya cuando están listos de comer otra vez, abren la boquita, buscan el biberón y se lo puede poner otra vez, asegurándose que nomás lo llena a medio biberón.
And then lastly, we want to remember to go ahead and burp the baby throughout the feed. Remember, this technique is to help baby to feel a little bit more comfortable with their feeds, eat more slowly. In a minute, we're going to go over some signs that the baby will show you to indicate that they're satisfied and full, and then we're also going to go over some signs that the baby might show you to indicate that they're having a little bit of distress or discomfort with the bottle feeding.
Es muy importante de cuando le está dando de comer a su bebé, quiere asegurarse que también le dé sus despaciones de repetir, porque de verdad necesitan ayuda cuando están comiendo, le toman como unos 2 minutos y necesitan un repetido, se lo da, y esto es todo parte de sus 15 a 20 minutos de comer. Y también les vamos a enseñar los señales de qué buscar cuando el baby está incómodo.
So some things that the baby might do to indicate that they're getting full towards the end of the feed is that their little hands, instead of being in like a clenched, position that might indicate they have some hunger, is that they tend to get into a little bit more of a relaxed position like that. Also, they'll no longer try to latch onto the bottle, and they might even push it away with their hand or with their mouth.
Para saber cuando su bebé está satisfecho con su comida, le va a dar unas señales. Una señal puede ser que ya no quiere engancharse a la botella, se lo dejan ir. Unas veces empujan el biberón y otras nomás parecen más relajados y no tienen los puños aprietos.
Right, and some signs of discomfort during a feed that might indicate maybe if you'd like to try some of these paced bottle feeding techniques would be that if during the feed baby's arching their back, or if they have like a furrowed brow or kind of a worried wide-eyed look. We might also see milk coming from the sides of the baby's mouth. That's also a sign that the latch is not great onto that bottle, so maybe we might want to look into choosing some different bottles. Other things they might do is they might cough, they'll stiffen up their arms and their legs, they'll cry, they're a little fussier, and then their hands, their fingers are kind of splayed out like that.
Algunas señales que indica que su bebé está incómodo con la comida, algunas veces su espalda está arrecada, tiene sus cejas fruncidas, la leche le está saliendo de la boquita, unas veces le da tos, los brazos y piernas lo tienen rígidos, lloran y otras veces le dan una señal de alto, que ya quieren que pare.
All right. Well, we hope that you enjoyed this class. Remember that you got this, but we're here to help if you have any questions. Again, let us know in the chat if you have questions, or give your WIC nutritionist a call.
Esperemos que les ha gustado esta clase. Les queremos recordar que usted está haciendo lo mejor que puede como madre, y si tiene algunas otras preguntas, aquí estamos para ayudarlos, o pueden hablar a su clínica WIC más cercana y preguntar por la nutricionista.
Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and look at the comments to see if there are any questions. If not, we're going to be having another live class later this month to just go over some tips on introducing solid foods to baby.
Vamos a ver en los comentarios si hay algunas preguntas. Si no hay preguntas, sí vamos a tener otra clase más a rato este mes de cómo introducir las comidas sólidas a su bebé.
Do you have any questions? Okay, all right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Gracias.